Hi, my name's Crystal Olivaria, and I'm the Career Conversationalist. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're here to talk about who else wants quality family time. Discover why quality is more important than quantity. Avoid missing opportunities to spend time with loved ones, and learn fun ways to create new family memories. How much quality time do you spend with your child? What do you consider quality time? Spending a lot of time with your family creates memories. However, your child is likely to forget most of the time you spent together unless there's something a little extra that makes the time worth remembering. You may be asking yourself things like, what kinds of little extra things will my child remember? And/or, how do I find time in my busy schedule to make room for the little extra things? These are important questions to ponder because the quality of your relationship with your child is dependent upon the quality time you spend together. Do you want to know a few simple ways to add quality time to your busy schedule? Discover why quality is more important than quantity. Quality time is less about the activity and more about the intention of each activity. To explain this further, let's look at a simplistic daily ritual that most teenagers form as they become young adults. At some point in your child's life is likely to become overwhelmed with juggling activities and responsibilities like homework, sports, work, volunteering, and social time with friends. As a result of trying to find more time in the day to get things done, your child may stay up later at night and get less sleep than is preferred. As a result, it is likely your child may develop the habit of drinking coffee or energy drinks that are loaded with caffeine and sugar as a means to help your child get through his or her day. Regardless of whether or not you drink coffee in the morning and model this behavior for your child is likely to develop the habit of drinking a lot of caffeine. Drinking caffeine has become a popular thing to do among young people, especially during finals. Many young people feel the pressure to perform, and easy access to caffeine, especially a sugary one that is sold everywhere like energy drinks, is a simple solution to help young people stay awake and perform. In fact, many colleges hand out energy drinks to students during finals. Given the choice of a sugary carbonated caffeinated beverage or a cup of coffee, which choice do you hope your child reaches for? If you are like most parents, you will elect the coffee option. Coffee is about more than caffeine. It is about taste. It is about a hot cup of satisfaction and joy that is often associated with great conversations. How many times have you met with someone and had an enjoyable conversation over a hot cup of coffee? In contrast, how often have you gotten together with a friend to have a conversation and catch up over an energy drink? Coffee has many aspects that make it unique and more preferable than drinking an energy drink. There are multiple types of coffee beans and combination of coffee beans that produce a wide variety of coffee flavors. There are multiple ways to enjoy coffee, such as using a peppermint stick as a stir straw to add peppermint flavor. Coffee is often accompanied by a freshly baked pastries such as pumpkin spice bread and warm sticky cinnamon buns. The atmosphere of a coffee houses are often warm and inviting. Oftentimes you want to stick around and enjoy yummy treats in a cozy place. Then there are other times you want to attend an event and enjoy a cup of coffee on the go. For all these reasons and more, drinking coffee is a fun adventure because of the endless varieties of ways to enjoy a cup of coffee. If your child develops a taste for drinking coffee while with you, then you can have more influence over your child's future caffeine consumption habits. By taking your child to coffee houses, not only do you give your child the opportunity to experience a wider variety of flavors, but it creates the perfect opportunity to spend quality time with your child. Talking to your child over a cup of coffee will give your child time to express how he or she feels and discuss challenges he or she faces. The time you spend talking to your child will help your child feel seen and heard. It is likely that your child will begin to look forward to exploring new flavors of coffee with you while spending quality time together. Not all conversations have to be serious or about giving your child time to vent about the challenges of being a teenager. You can also use the time to discuss your child's future. What hopes and dreams does your child have? What milestone goals is your child working towards? What type of work does your child find fulfilling? You and your child can explore these questions together over a cup of coffee. My suggestion would be to frequently visit coffee houses like Cup of Joy with your child. I highly encourage you to visit Cup of Joy's website and watch the brief video filmed and edited by Mariano Frigino about the mission of Cup of Joy Coffee House. I have a passion for coffee. It is a magical element that brings comfort and connection. I want to serve the city with all of my heart. That is because I want to see our community connect and find joy. The Cup of Joy Coffee House is located in downtown Fresno as well as Old Town Clovis, California. Avoid missing opportunities to spend time with loved ones. The easiest way to avoid missing out on opportunities is to spend time with loved ones, is to model people who have the type of life you want. In college, I had a business professor who used to work in the corporate world and travel a lot for his job. Somehow, my professor managed to find a way to return from his business trips in time to watch his son's baseball games. I remember my professor saying that he was the only dad at the baseball games in a business suit. My professor would spend time planning his trips, and if he couldn't make it home early or on time, he would fly into town from his business trip, catch a taxi, and be dropped off at the baseball field in time to watch his son play. My professor said he never missed his son's games. He knew his priorities, and his boss knew them as well. My professor was so good at his corporate job that the company he worked for allowed him flexibility in his schedule. The company he worked for wanted to keep him as a happy employee, so he would not want to leave the company. Interestingly, I noticed about this professor was that the lines between work and play blurred so much that it was often hard to tell when or if he was working. Activities always seemed to be more weighted towards having fun than working. For example, one homework assignment was to attend a sporting event. My professor gave his students tickets to a game and told us our assignment was to have a good time. We were told the professor knew the people in charge of the stadium and the team that plays there. These people were wondering how to make sporting events more appealing to their current fan base and to attract new fans. My professor knew that most of the hardcore fans are older and younger people are not gravitating to the sporting events like the younger generations. The people in charge of the stadium events wanted a fresh perspective from young people. So my professor assigned us a short writing assignment of what we observed at the event, why we did or did not care for it, and possible ways to improve the experience and help the stadium make more money. We had to come up with a total of 5 or more suggestions/observations and be prepared to participate in a classroom discussion. During class, we talked about our experiences and everything from the parking lot to the cleanliness of the stadium to the concession stand and the actual game. During our class discussion, my professor took notes profusely. Then, my professor took his notes and shared them with his friends. My professor was a hero. The people who ran the stadium and the events appreciated the insight from college students and ideas for improving the experience of fans and generating more revenue. The students in class loved the experience because not only was the homework assignment fun and interesting, it was real. It was not textbook theory about how to improve business operations to become more profitable. Our feedback is valuable, and we knew our business-savvy professor would see to it that the people in charge heard our voices. This was a win-win-win deal for everyone: the people managing the event, my professor, and his students. We all had fun and enjoyed the experience. The whole thing made me wonder, if my professor was working hard by being a professor and business professional by coordinating the homework assignment, or if he was busy having more fun for being everyone's hero. While I learned a few things about business, I learned a lot about the type of life I want to live. I try to structure my affairs in ways that I have as much fun as possible. The line between work and play blurs so much that I often forget I am working. People who do not understand my perspective often think of me as a recovering perfectionist. I'm not slaving away striving to be perfect. I enjoy what I do and I'm working hard at playing. There's a subtle but big difference. Most people miss opportunities to spend time with loved ones because they feel like they have a choice between working hard to be successful in their career or spending quality time with loved ones. My college professor showed me that it is possible to have both and not have to choose between one or the other. My college professor demonstrated that with a little planning, it is possible to live life in a way that most people only dream of. My professor demonstrated this when he gave our class business advice like, if you have to travel for work, always schedule your business meetings on Fridays and Mondays in fun exotic locations and negotiate to bring your family with you. Then enjoy your weekends abroad with your family. Then my professor would lecture us on the importance of understanding expenses, what can and cannot be written off, and under what types of circumstances allow expenses to be written off. By understanding business and finance, my professor was able to spend more quality time with his family, engaged in fun activities in an economically affordable way. Depending upon where you are in your career, you may or may not be able to immediately structure your life in the same grand manner as my professor. However, you can spend more quality time with your loved ones today by introducing them to a lifestyle where the lines between work and play begin to blur. For example, plan ahead for the next half-day, day trip, or weekend trip you have with your loved ones. Begin to associate long car rides with new audio presentations. A long drive represents an opportunity to look forward to digesting new delicious material. For example, if your child uses and likes products like Apple products, then perhaps your child would enjoy an audio presentation about the founder of the company. The Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs: How to Be Insanely Great in Front of Any Audience by Cameron Gallo, columnist of BusinessWeek.com. Enjoy such audio programs while traveling to family fun affordable places like Bravo Farms in Cattleman City, California. Bravo Farms believes in farm fresh and is proud to support local farmers and businesses with their menu and gift shop ideas. Shop for gifts, treats, and treasures. Eat barbecue, Tex-Mex, custom salads, wraps, and pizza. Beer, wine. What are you hungry for? Cheese. Bravo Farm started making handmade quality cheeses almost 20 years. Today, the Vintage Cheese Company sells cheeses all over the country. Ice cream. There's always room for a scoop of 2 of our delectable Doc Bernstein's ice creams or the infamous Date Shake. Wine tasting. Bravo Farms Kettleman City features a comfortable wine tasting room where you and your friends can wind down. Visit the Mill House. Prepare to be amazed by our one-of-a-kind Mill House, built by the Redwood Kings on Animal Planet. Enjoy watching the water wheel and other mechanisms move water through the house. Antiques. Shop for amazing vintage treasures that you will not find anyplace else. Arcade Shooting Gallery. Come visit Toe Matter. Our state-of-the-art shooting gallery is loads of fun for adults and kids alike. Learn fun ways to create new family memories. Family time is about more than doing things together. Family time is about engaging in a wide variety of activities that prompt interesting conversations that may have not been had otherwise. Oftentimes, traveling or visiting to places more easily prompts a conversation because commenting on the atmosphere or the destination easily starts a conversation. One of my favorite places to visit is the old-fashioned candy and soda shops. The historic atmosphere reminds me of how time has a way of changing things. For example, the popular candy that was widely available when I was a child is now more easily found at old-fashioned candy shops than almost every local store. I enjoy visiting candy shops because I have a lot of fond memories of visiting candy shops with my father. My father and I would walk to a nearby corner store to buy something like milk, and I was always allowed to select one goodie. I usually opted for candy, then a small toy. Out of all the trips we went on together, the ones I remember are the ones where they were a little extra special. By extra special, I mean the trips were different because my dad and I would argue. Arguing with my father was more like my dad passionately persuading me to make better choices that were within my best interest. When I was a child, a very popular and desirable candy was bubble gum that looked like a cigarette. The bubble gum cigarette had powdered sugar packed into one end, so when you puffed on the cigarette, powdered sugar smoke would come out the other end. Smoking powdered sugar cigarettes was a very popular thing to do as a kid. If it wasn't for my father being passionate about his little girl not growing up to be a smoker, I probably would have smoked the candied cigarettes for many years until moving on to real cigarettes in my early teenage years. My father allowed me the freedom to make choices. He never told me I could not have what I want. Instead, he always opted to passionately argue as a means to persuade me to make better choices. I learned a lot by arguing with my father. My father provided a safe space for me to learn to speak up for myself and communicate for what I want and why I want it. While most kids were typically arguing with their parents about, can I have candy or how much candy can I have, I was busy arguing with my father about the types of candy I wanted and why I wanted candy instead of an educational coloring book. Being in an atmosphere of old-fashioned candy and soda shops brings back a lot of memories. The environment prompts conversations about my early life lessons that I learned and I can pass on. Such environments make it easy to tell a when I was a kid or when I was your age story and talk about life lessons. Not only will you help your child get to know you better and learn life lessons, but your child will be doing it in a fun family way that will create lifelong fond memories. Visit places like Simonian Farms to enjoy things like an old-fashioned candy and soda shop, dried fruit and nuts, mine for gold and gemstones, a Western-themed gun shooting gallery, and a wine-tasting saloon to enjoy while your kids socialize with their peers in a family fun atmosphere of Simonian Farms Old Town. To prompt conversations of a different flavor, be sure to explore other venues like the historic Warner's Theater. The atmosphere of the historic Warner's Theater can be seen in a 360-degree tour that will prompt other conversations as well as individual theatrical performances, concerts, and movies attended. For more hands-on experiences, engage in activities like indoor kart racing. A great place to find nearby local family fun activities is to search the internet for things and articles like 25 Things to Do in Fresno. Provide great ideas. However, do not limit yourself or your family to only activities that can easily be found on the internet. Such articles often are not able to capture all the great things there are to do and to experience within an area. Therefore, you can also find a lot of great ideas that are vetted by walking into hotel lobbies and visiting their visitor guide booth that often provide free flyers and brochures about local venues. There are lots of family fun ways to create new memories. Traveling and visiting different places prompts conversations to head in directions they may have not headed otherwise. Conversations that are fun, meaningful, and full of life lessons will be likely to be remembered for a lifetime. To capture these memories, be sure to take photos of you and your loved ones having fun together. You can use these photos to create keepsakes for your children during the upcoming holidays. Customized keepsakes make great gift and provide comfort for when your child is away at college or trade school and feels homesick. Quality family time is less about the activity and more about the intention of each activity. The activities that you do together are likely to be forgotten unless there's a little something extra to make them special. Make time together special by allowing activities to prompt meaningful conversations that you may have not had otherwise. Meaningful conversations allow you and your child to get to know each other better while having family fun together. With a little planning ahead, you can avoid missing opportunities to spend quality time with loved ones. You know where you can go to find fun ways to create new memories with your family. The question is, which activities will you and your family want to experience first? Go share this post with your child so your child understands and is excited about the new direction of your family's social life. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I certainly had fun producing it. So I will look forward to our paths crossing again soon. Until then, take care.